In life, people will always have something to say. If you fail, they will laugh. If you try again, they will doubt you. But the people who finally win are not the ones who silence the world. They are the ones who stay focused on their path and keep moving forward. So if you ever feel discouraged by what others say about you, this story is for you. Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by fields and dusty roads, there lived a young boy named Karim. Karim loved running. Every morning before sunrise, he would run along the narrow paths of the village. He believed that one day he would become the fastest runner in the region and make his village proud. The elders of the village often said, "This boy has great potential. One day he will win big races." Karim believed it too. So he trained harder and harder every day. Finally, the day came when a big race was organized in a nearby town. People from many villages came to compete. Karim was excited and nervous at the same time. When the race started, Karim ran with all his strength. But something went wrong. Halfway through the race, he lost his rhythm. One by one, the other runners passed him. By the time the race ended, Karim had lost badly. He returned to his village feeling ashamed. At first, people comforted him. But after some time, the whispers started. Whenever Karim ran through the village, some people laughed. "Look, here comes the runner who couldn't win." Others mocked him. All that training for nothing. These words slowly started hurting Karim. The paths he once loved to run on now felt heavy and painful. One evening, feeling completely discouraged, Karim walked slowly toward the edge of the village. There, under a large old tree, sat a wise old man. The old man noticed Karim's sadness and asked, "My son, why do you look so troubled?" Karim sighed and replied, "I wanted to become a great runner. I worked so hard, but now everyone laughs at me. I feel like giving up." The old man listened quietly. Then he bent down and picked up a handful of small seeds lying on the ground. He placed them carefully into Karim's hands until they were completely full. Then he said, "I want you to carry these seeds to your house, but remember one thing? Not a single seed should fall." Karim looked confused, but he agreed. He began walking through the village. Because his hands were full of tiny seeds, he had to walk carefully. If he moved too quickly, the seeds would fall. So he kept his eyes on his hands and focused on every step. As he walked through the village streets, some people saw him. They began whispering and laughing again. "Look at the runner now," others joked loudly. "Maybe he's training for a slow walking competition." But this time, Karim barely noticed. He was too focused on the seeds in his hands. Step by step, he walked carefully. Finally, he reached his home. Not a single seed had fallen. Later, Karim returned to the old man. The old man smiled and asked, "Tell me, while you were walking through the village, did people say anything about you?" Karim thought for a moment and replied, "They probably did. But honestly, I didn't really hear them. I was too busy focusing on the seeds." The old man nodded and said, "That is the secret of success. When you were focused on the seeds, the voices of the people didn't matter. In the same way, if you focus completely on your goal, the noise of the world will no longer control you." Karim understood the lesson. From that day on, he stopped worrying about what people said. He focused only on his training. Day after day, he ran again. Months later, another race was held, and this time, Karim crossed the finish line first. The true moral of Karim's journey is that your focus determines your reality. In life, the noise of the world, the mockery of those who haven't tried, the doubts of those who gave up, and the laughter of those who don't understand your vision is constant. It only becomes a barrier when you stop looking at your goal to look at them. When Karim carried the seeds, the external world didn't change. The people were still laughing, and the whispers were still there. What changed was his internal priority. He realized that he only had a finite amount of energy, and every drop of energy spent listening to a critic was a drop of energy stolen from his progress. Persistence isn't just about working hard. It's about the disciplined refusal to let the opinions of others become your inner voice. Success belongs to the person who becomes deaf to the crowd so they can stay tuned to their purpose. Listen closely. The world will always try to weigh you down with its words, because it is easier to criticize a runner than it is to run the race. If you are hurting right now because someone laughed at your failure, remember this: failure is a bruise, not a tattoo. It is a temporary state, provided you keep your eyes on the seeds in your hands. Do not give the crowd the satisfaction of watching you stop. Their laughter has no power to trip you unless you start looking at their faces instead of the finish line. You have a race to win. You have a path that was carved specifically for your feet. The next time you hear the whispers, let them be nothing more than the sound of the wind whipping past your ears as you pick up speed. Don't lower your goals to match your critics. Raise your focus to silence them. Stay obsessed with your progress. Stay protective of your vision and keep moving forward. Your finish line is waiting.